The D Word Podcast, and this is a very special Christmas edition of the podcast. For those of you who don't know, my name is Deon. I'm a radio host. It's what I do. Little misconception, people assume I'm a DJ more than a radio host. Actually, I'm a radio host first. The podcast thing is just built on just conversations that I do sometimes maybe on radio, and maybe you want an extended version of it, and that is why the podcast was made. I honestly have to admit, I haven't really focused a lot on the podcast this year. Life has gotten in the way. I wish I had more time to do them, but I will try my level best to catch up with you whenever I can, and hopefully we can talk about a lot of things. I've been on radio now for some time, and one of the most nostalgic moments for me for Christmas time was the first time I started radio was over Christmas time. And I didn't know that the journey of radio would start in the magic of Christmas, because most people would want lots of big gifts over Christmas. They would want, spend time with their family and friends. I get that, right? But a very particular Christmas for me was a teenage version of Christmas. So if you didn't know the story of me, I started off radio when I was 15. I didn't know radio was going to be my career. I thought that radio was going to be somehow something that I would do. I think everybody around me never really respected the career. Lucky I didn't listen to them, right? And when I came out of high school, I tried to get into a different field, and the doors were just not opening. In fact, they did open, but they weren't progressing me forward. However, I had to make a decision to give that up and pursue radio. And I think when I started radio over Christmas time, everything just started. Everything made sense. And there's an analogy there with Christmas time. Christmas is not about the big things we want. It's about trusting the timing for certain things in your life as well. You could be wrestling with an idea that you want something, but if it's not meant for you, it's just never going to happen. I had to come to peace with that. And I think that when it comes to Christmas time, the nostalgic moment for me was that I started off my journey in radio over Christmas time. And I'm grateful that I believed in the purpose that God had for me. I didn't have to look at something greater than thou. I didn't have to look at people. I didn't ask people for advice, because I believe when you want something that is meant for you, according for you built on God's plan for you, it would happen. And I'm not trying to get religious on you here. I'm being honest with you. As a teenager, I didn't have much. I didn't have anybody to turn to. I didn't have any peers who were supporting me, saying, hey, you're going to get this. You're going to try and you're going to get this. Nobody said that. But I believed that I would. My Christmas message to you was that I don't know how your Christmas is looking. Maybe your Christmas is looking very stressful. Maybe your Christmas is looking like you couldn't plan it, didn't work out. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I could have been in a different place right now if I didn't trust the plan that God had for me, especially when it comes to Christmas time. A little fun fact, I don't edit my podcast, let it flow as it is, right? So if I stumble, please forgive me. I'm human just like you, right? But I want to say this to you, right? Christmas time should not be the most selfish time of the year. Yeah, because a lot of us make it about what we want, how we're going to spend it. And I get it, that is how it's marketed. You can't enjoy the holiday but not understand the purpose of the holiday. The purpose is about being grateful for the simple things you have. Family. If you have family around you, be grateful. Somebody right now doesn't have that. Be grateful for good health. Right now, somebody's in hospital crying for their life, and we have the joy of life. You should be grateful for, a job you have. Somebody right now wanting a job that you possibly could have. We could grumble and be negative about the things we want, but we got to pause and say, hey, what are we really grateful for in our world? There must be something you could be grateful for. I don't know what in your world you deem as grateful. Me in particular, I honestly look at a few things that I've been grateful for. Sorry about that. My dog is busy doing something around me, and I had to pause and wonder what she was doing. But I want to say this to you, right? If you want to understand the true essence of Christmas, understand that it's not about just receiving. It's about also giving without the intention of getting something back. Giving hold of something you hold dear to and letting the man upstairs do it for you. I'm going to take you back to a Christmas podcast I did. I'm not sure if this podcast is here on YouTube, but I posted this link to my Facebook community. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm not a person who uses Facebook as much as I should. I just feel that Facebook doesn't service me as I would used to when I was younger. And I feel like Instagram and TikTok seems to be better for me right now. But anyway, this podcast, I was sharing it on Facebook. And the amount of toxic responses I got was so weird because people didn't understand what I said. And I'm going to say the line to you now, and hopefully we can dissect this together, especially over Christmas time. You could have a plan for your life, a massive plan for your life, right? But if you make silly mistakes, that plan is not going to happen. Honestly, that is just the way it is. And I'll tell you why. You can't say, I'm in debt, and continue adding more debt and say, God will make a way. No, you need to find a way to offset debt. Maybe find a second job. Find a job that pays more so you can offset the debt. And if we don't live with the mindset of, I have to get this or somebody's going to get it, you know what? When does it end? My challenge to you over Christmas time is live within your means. If you don't have something, say, hey, do I need it? Do I want it? And what am I grateful for in the season that I really have? Maybe the job, maybe the family that you have here, maybe the good health. Simple things. And teach that to our kids, because kids are all about what we want for Christmas. Make a tradition with them that can make Christmas more magical. Feed somebody. Do something special. There's somebody out there right now that needs a touch of love this Christmas. Be the person that does it, not the person that says, I'm only seeing for my family and my immediate family. It's a season of giving. It starts with giving our time. If you want to, generosity is also part of giving with things or food hampers. Don't judge people for doing it or not doing it. Stay in your lane over the season, but do something within your means that you can. And if you don't have it, try and make sure the next season you can. Make simple traditions every Christmas that honor the season and honor people. If you don't have any loved ones that are here with you and you wish they were here, I'm there too. I don't have my mom and dad here. But I try and do simple things that remind me, if they were here, what would they do? What would they do? And you can do the same too. So whether you are living into the season of Christmas into a happy-go-lucky one, nothing's really stressing you out, that's great. But remember, somebody right now could be wishing for a blessing that you already have. Think about that, so be grateful. The other part is if you are having a very mediocre Christmas where you feel like, hey, I don't know how it's going to go. I lost a loved one, or maybe I lost a job. Maybe you're going through a breakup, whatever it is. Remember one thing, time is precious. Don't waste a Christmas hovering over negative things that you cannot control. Rather, focus on what you can do into the future. We have so many Christmases while we are alive. Make it valuable for those that are still here with us. And then if you're on the other side of Christmas, maybe you are like, hey, I don't have anybody. What do I do? Well, firstly, you got to understand that every single person has a plan for their life. Maybe be around people that bring in some sort of cheer. It may not be the same cheer that you always are used to, but Christmas is also about creating new traditions with new people. Friends, I didn't have a high, a low of this podcast today. I wanted to share this podcast with you before Christmas time because I wanted to leave a message with you. All of us are valued. All of us have purpose. Find yours, be a blessing, add joy, and share that to somebody this season. Maybe when you're shopping, bless somebody with a meal when you come back to your car. Or somebody you know that doesn't have enough food on their table for Christmas, bless them with a voucher or a food hamper. The blessing of the season starts with you and I understanding that somebody else right now needs something that we have much more, and whether we can do it or not. And don't post it online once you do it. Don't tell anybody. I do a lot of things, but I don't talk about it online because the blessing comes when you do it silently, when no one's watching. But the man upstairs does. Have a wonderful Christmas to you and your family. Have a good one. If it's a break, have a good one. Rest energized. And I'll talk to you soon. Be good.